Hi everybody, this is Judy Tuttle from Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I have a fun online class to go to share with you tonight. I have 3 cards. You can get the kit for these 3 cards with any $30 order in my TuttleUpShop.com. And you use the hostess code that I provided for you. You'll be able to see it on the screen here in just a minute. Hi, Roz. Thanks for joining me. And if you place a $30 order using that host code, then you can get my online class for free, okay? So I'm excited about it. We're going to use this birthday Piggy tonight, and it's one of our new classes that we are doing. Let me make sure my computer is so that you can see the perfect pairs that Stampin' Up. Oh, fun, Roz. It's fun, isn't it? These dies are so cute. So it just makes it really fun. Before we go to stamping, of course, I have lots of things. Hi, Kathy. Hey, Kathy, I want to talk to you this week. Last week, I'm sorry I didn't get a hold of you. Kathy's a friend of mine that I met in Maui, and we've been trying to connect. But you guys, my husband Jim had emergency eye surgery last week. What day? I'm trying to think. Thursday. He had gone to the doctor on Tuesday because his right eye was fuzzy, and the doctor sent him to a surgeon, and then the surgeon said, we've got to get this done tomorrow. So he had a couple of tears in his retina, so he had surgery on that, and we've been kind of laid up, and we had a big church wedding this weekend. Close family friends, daughter was getting married. My son and daughter-in-law were in town. Jim is laid up with his eye. It's just been kind of nutty. So we will connect, Kathy. I promise. I can't wait to chat with you on the phone. All right. So you guys know, thanks, Kathy. He'll be okay. He just has to, follow the doctor's orders and do what the doctor says, and that will really speed up the healing of his eye. So he should be just fine once it all heals. So but it did make for kind of a crazy weekend because, like I said, my son and daughter-in-law came into town. Our good friends Trent and Robin, they've been our friends for over 30 years. Their daughter was getting married. Jim couldn't go. It was so sad, but I'm glad I had Carson and Natalie here to go with me. And it was just a really great weekend and busy weekend, but kind of sad for Jim too. I felt bad that he couldn't be a part of all those great things. So, all right. So I'm going to see, looks like, let's cross our fingers. It looks like the magic wand is on my camera right now. So let's see if I can flip everything down and over. Oh my gosh, you guys, look, that was like almost too good to be true. I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that this all works well. Okay, so first of all, you guys know it's not really the Baltic Sea anymore because the Baltic Sea went right by Russia. So they changed our incentive trip so that it is to Norway. But look how close I am. I've been keeping track of this all year. Look at this. And I'm like an inch and a quarter away from earning the incentive trip. So anything you can do to help me get there would be super awesome. Shop with me, come to my classes, buy online classes, whatever you can do to help me get on this trip. It would just be amazing. It just would be amazing. So next, we have these new little cute polka dotted trash bins that have just come out. And we use these for classes all the time. And people are always like, how can I get one of those trash bins? Well, they haven't had them available for a long time, but I bought quite a few, and I want to give you a little incentive to get one for free, okay? So we're going to do a little point system for the month of September, if you earn 20 points by the end of September, you can get one of these cute polka dotted trash bins. They're collapsible, so they will smash down, and there's a little rubber band that'll go around it and hold it all down. So it's easy to store, but then it just pops right up when you need it. You will get 5 points if you invite a new friend, not somebody who's already a customer of mine, to come to a class or to an event. You'll get 5 points for any $50 in orders through me or through the TitleUpShop.com. You will get 10 points if you attend any stamping class in September. But if you attend the fall retreat on September 24th, you'll get 15 points, okay? So 20 points will earn you this cute polka dotted trash bin for free. So think about that. Think about shopping with me, coming to a class. Thanks, Kathy. I hope I do. I hope I make it. All right, so Stampin' Up! In September just released, this is a September only event, what they're calling the Perfect Partners. That means the stamp sets were already available, but then they added some dies. So this cute apple blossom stamp set and dies is the one that I'm using in my fall retreat, my Apple Festival. Fresh cut stems is another one. This birthday piggy is the one that we're going to use tonight. Trimming the tree, waterfall dies, and that little Yeti guy, that die. So I hope you're going to enjoy the piggy cards that I'm going to make tonight. But these are only for the month of September, and really only while supplies last. So I don't even know if they're unavailable now. I'm hoping the piggies are still out there and the apples. But I knew those would be 2 sets that would probably go very quickly. Okay, real quickly, I'm not going to spend much time. Some events that I have that you can earn points for is a Halloween mystery project class. We'll be using the Best Witches and Bewitching bundles from the Holiday Mini Catalog. I will have little treats to put in the treat boxes that you make, but we'll also make a few cards. I can't tell you what they are because that would ruin the mystery, right? The cost of this class is $30 or free with a $35 purchase. You can get it to go, or you can come in person on September the 15th at 7 p.m. and we will be making 6 spooky mystery projects, okay? If you're interested in that and you're not an email subscriber of mine, let me know. Also, over on the events tab, you'll see the Halloween classes listed there, and there is a registration link there as well. Okay, Boughs of Holly is my 3rd holiday card class of the season. We're going to make some beautiful cards. We will make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 designs. And you always get a little extra paper or ribbon or embellishments to take home with you to make more cards. You have 2 choices: Friday night, September 16th, or Saturday, September 17th. I know it's a Nebraska football weekend. It's a big Nebraska football weekend, but hopefully you can come one of those 2 times, okay? For the 8 cards and these 8 beautiful Christmas cards, the class cost is $30 or free with a $35 purchase. If you get my newsletters, you've already gotten a link for this. If you need it, let me know. I can't remember if I've set up an event yet in my event tab. So if you would like to come, please let me know, and I'll make sure I get you that registration link for the Boughs of Holly. This is the 3rd in a series of 5 holiday card classes. And Fall Apple Festival will be Saturday, September 24th from 10 to 6. Heartland's Church Building. You get 2 full classes of cards. One using the Apple Blossom stamp set and dies, and one using the Hello Harvest stamp set and dies. Plus, there'll be add-on classes, prizes, games. It's going to be so much fun. I provide lunch for everybody. I know there is a link in the events tab over in my events, so if you'll go over there, you guys aren't going to want to miss this Fall Apple Harvest Festival. It's just going to be a great kickoff to fall, and you are going to love, love, love the cards we're making with these 2 bundles. So think about coming. And last but not least, the Storybook Gnomes project class will be on September the 29th at 7 p.m. You'll make 4 fun-filled projects using the Storybook Gnomes. Class fee is $30. You get a quarter pack of Storybook Gnomes DSP and a half a pack of embellishments and a full color PDF of all the instructions. I do that for all of my classes. Okay, so that is all the news. If you have any questions, thanks, Roz. I think I have some. Hi, Christy. Hi, Jody. Thanks for joining me. I'm excited to share with y'all tonight. But before I do that, I had 18 people earn my Happy Hippo class for this Saturday. Can you believe that? In order to earn the class for free, they had to spend $100 during celebration. And I had 18 people, seriously, who earned that earned that class. Is that not crazy? Let me try to get this straightened out just a little bit for us here. So if you are coming on Saturday and you don't want to see what we're making, close your eyes. Hi, Michelle. Are we Zooming tonight? Or are you watching me instead? All right. So Michelle is a Stampin' Up! Friend of mine, and we Zoom occasionally on Monday nights. So maybe she'll answer me that question. Okay, if you want to see my Happy Hippo cards that we'll be making Saturday, I'm going to show them right now. If you don't want to see it and you just want to be surprised, then close your eyes real quick. So look at this cute little one. I made it into a cow. I've been seeing a lot of people do that. And it says, "Oh, you really are the best." Is that not adorable? I love that card. Okay, the next one is also using a celebration set called Amazing Phrasing. And this little hippo saying, "Woohoo!" Something to celebrate, right? This one, I love this, is a hippo with the scuba mask and the scuba little snorkel there. And he's saying, "I love you a ton." He's taking a splash in the water. That's super cute. And then here's my last one. And look, this is inspired by my friend Kay Paulson. She loves to make interactive cards, and this one has a little wobbler behind it, so it looks like it's dancing on the tightrope. And it says, "You're always on point." Those are cute. Like this would be Lucy Bird. My little Lucy Bird would love this card with all the multicolored hippos. So anyway, that is our Hippo Party class that I'm doing this Saturday. I just wanted to share those with you. I have one kit still available of my Soft Seedlings card kit. These are the cards we made in last week's Facebook Live. And this is a vellum card. So pretty. This one is using that falling leaf. So I only have one of these kits available. If you want a kit, you'll need to place a $30 order in my Tuttle Up shop. You might ask me before you do if this is, I can always cut you another one if you want, but you can still get this kit if you want to. Isn't that fun? That was last week's class to go. Okay, so let's talk about this week's class to go. This week's class to go, we are using this birthday piggy, all these cute piggies. Now this stamp set was already in the annual catalog, okay? But what they just came out with are all of these dies that will cut out all the piggies. See, all these piggies can be cut out. But then also they added in, oh my gosh, this cute little wagon, some flowers, some leaves, some confetti, a bird, a little bandana, a birthday package, a cute banner, some grass, a pendant. This little piece here allows you to do the handle on the wagon in a different color, and then some little wagon wheels if you want to make them not the same color as the wagon, right? So let's get started. I've done a lot of the die cutting already for you. So the first card we're going to make tonight is this one right here. Isn't that fun? This little piggy is on a motorcycle, and he is advertising to the world that it's your birthday. So I'm going to show you how I made this card. First of all, let me get my little packet of doodads here. We are going to take our Stamparatus. Let me get all my pieces here. Okay, so we're going to take our Stamparatus, and I cut a piece of Whisper White that is way bigger than what I need, because this is a big sun punch. Okay, I'm going to pull that out a little bit, and then I'm going to push this in right there. Okay, so I'm using my Stamparatus to stamp this, and I'm stamping it in So Saffron. Okay, so I'm going to get my So Saffron ink, and I don't know if you guys are, I am not really very good about using my Stamparatus the way I should. I should use it more often. I should show it more often, because it really does make, especially big images like this, easy to stamp. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my Sunburst stamp over here. I've put it on my Stamparatus. I already have my paper, and I always use the grid lines kind of as my guide. And then I'm going to flip this over and press it down on my paper. I'm going to use my fists here a little bit. Oh, and you go, oh, that didn't really stamp very good. It's okay, because you're using Stamparatus. So now what we're going to do is we're going to ink it up again, and we're just going to keep inking and pressing, and it's going to hold it in place. So I don't have to worry about it moving on me, because it's going to stamp in the same spot every time. Okay, that's a little bit better. I still wish I got a little bit more right up in there, so I'm going to add a little more ink. And this is really the blessing of a Stamparatus, is that you can keep stamping until you get the darkness. I'm going to stand up here and put a little more pressure on it. All right, there we go. So there's our Sunburst using So Saffron ink. And when you're done, you can just take a chamois, piece of a chamois or a wet wipe or something, and just clean that all off. You can see that I have my Stamparatus grid paper here. So if ink gets on it, it's not getting on my Stamparatus, it's just getting on the paper. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. Then what I'm going to do with this piece is I'm going to cut it down to fit my So Saffron cardstock base. And I'm going to cut it down to be 4 inches wide. So let me put this on the 4 there. So I think I originally cut it 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, like a whole card front. But I don't want it to be that big. And then this piece, I want it to be about 4 inches tall. So I'm going to just chop that off right like that. Okay, there's my Sunburst, and it's going to fit right there at the top of my So Saffron card base. Now, if you get this class to go, all of these measurements and everything will be provided for you. Okay, so here's my little Sunburst right here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my motorcycle Piggy, and I'm going to ink it up 3 times, okay? I'm going to ink it up once and stamp it right here towards the bottom of that Sunburst, like that, okay? And you're like, Judy, that's weird. I know it's weird, but just give me a minute. It'll all make sense to you. Okay, then I'm going to get a scrap piece of white, and I'm going to stamp it again. And we're going to do a little paper piecing here. Okay, stamp it again on my basic white paper. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. And then I'm going to stamp it one more time on a piece of balmy blue. Okay, right there. I only need the flag because I'm going to cut that flag out, and it is going to go right over that little flag right there. Now, if you do it this way, the nice thing is those sunbeams will fill in all the cracks. So you're not just covering up the whole sun, right? Okay, so now we're going to take our little Piggy here, and I'm going to get my blends, and I'm using Flirty Flamingo, light and dark. Let's see, what is this one? Flirty Flamingo Light, Flirty Flamingo Dark. There we go. I'm using Pool Party Light and Dark. And I'm using some Smoky Slate, Light, and Dark. Here it is. I've got it. Maybe it's Gray Granite. Gray Granite. We'll go with Gray Granite. Okay? There we go. So let me put the cap back on this. And I am going to start with my little motorcycle here. And I'm going to color all the motorcycle parts that would not be chrome, that might actually be that color if you had a colored little motorcycle for a pig to ride on. Has anybody out there, have you ever owned a pig? I have not ever owned a pig. I have barely seen a pig. The state fairs, I was a city girl, right? So the state fair. So what I did is I did the dark just over the wheel casing here and this little front, what do I want to say, bumper to that front of that. And then I'm going to take my light gray granite and I'm going to do the handlebars. I'm going to do this light right here. I'm going to do the wheels. I'm going to do the little pipe and the little light right there at the back. And then I'm going to get my dark gray granite and I am just going to do the center of the wheels. And is that all? Maybe that's all. Maybe I could do like the inside of that right there. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to use my Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to do the entire Piggy in the light color first. Is that what I have in my hand? Yes, the light Flirty Flamingo. So I was one of the lucky ones from New Orleans. A lot of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators came back with COVID. Everyone I hung out with caught it, but I tested multiple times last week and somehow I escaped it. I don't know how that was possible. I was just sure that I was going to come down with it and I didn't. I don't know how. Okay, so I'm going to do a little piggy tail there. And then, anything else? You know what? I think I need to do his little hooves in gray as well here. And then I took the dark and I did the nose. I did the outside of the ears here. There we go. Added some little shading to his bottom. And then I'm going to blend that all back in with the light. We all have our own ways of using the blends. This is what I do usually. I do the light and then I soften, add shadows with the dark and then soften it back up with my light again. Okay, there we go. There's that little piggy. So now I'm going to get out my mini Stampin' Cut machine and I'm going to use the die that coordinates with this little piggy right here. And I'm going to cut him, her, they out if we don't know what it is. And I'm looking for my tear and tape, but oh, here it is right here. My Post-it note tape. If you guys haven't invested in that, it's good stuff. I use it all the time. Okay, so this piggy is going to get cut out with that. All right. That's not surprising to me, Jenny, that you would do the opposite. Your way's probably the right way. I know a lot of people do the dark first and then the light. Okay, so all I want to cut out, and you know what? I'm going to cut this off and make it a little easier for me. And I could fussy cut this out as well, but I think I like the perfectedness of the die and this being able to perfectly match up with the flag from the original. Okay, so Piggy right here. So I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to run this through just to get that flag cut out in the different color. All right. So it's going to cut out a whole bunch there, but we're just going to cut that off. Put this away for now. And I'm going to cut everything off except for the blue flag. So I'm going to even cut off that top of that flagpole there. And I'm going to come up here and cut that flag off of that back part of that pig. Then I can just paper piece that right there. See how it all matches up perfectly because I used the die. And I'm going to you're right, Jenny, right? There's no right or wrong. It's just whatever works for us. Okay, so whoops, I almost did that upside down. That would be not shocking if I did that. Okay, right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off all these confetti back here in the back because I only want the motorcycle. So I'm going to use dimensionals on this. I'm going to use some big ones where I can. And I'm going to use some minis as well to kind of fill in some of the smaller areas. Let's see, put one right there. And I think I want a mini right here on the handlebars there. All right, I think that'll do it. So I'm gonna pull all these off. So when I was in high school, there was this family of boys that lived more out in the country. One of them actually lived on a farm, and like I said, I was a city girl. I didn't know much about farm life at all, but they had slaughtered a pig, and you know what, darn it, I should have, but it's gonna be okay. We'll make it work. They slaughtered a pig, and then they wrapped up the head and gave it away as one of our Secret Santa gifts. And guess who got it? I did. So I unwrapped the present and opened it up, and it was a pig's head, a real pig's head. I know, it was horrible. Okay, so I feel like I meant to color the bottom of this with some crumb cake, and I think I can still work it in here. Was that a terrible trick for those Gill boys to play on me? It was so mean. And they purposely kind of set it up so that I would be the one to open it. And it was pretty bad. Okay, so there's pretty much most of my finished project. So what I've done here is I have a piece of crumb cake that's 2.5 by 4 1/4. And what I want to do is just kind of inch that up there so it overlaps, and so it looks like it's kind of riding on a brick road. Okay, so I'm gonna take my multi-purpose glue here. So I ran it through the brick embossing folder and gave it some dimension. If you get this kit to go, that will already be done for you. But I'm telling you, that brick embossing folder is one that you're going to want to have because you'll use it a lot. Okay, so obviously this is too big, and I purposely did it that way because it's hard to gauge when you don't know how high or low your pig is going to end up being. So I just push it up in there, and then I'm going to take my paper cutter and cut it off so that it is 4 1/4 by 5 1/4. So I want it to be 5 1/4 long ways. So I'm just going to cut that right off like that. And then I'm going to put this on here at 4 because I want it to be 4 by 5 1/4. And just cut that brick road just to match right like that. Isn't that adorable? All right, so now I've got my So Saffron card base. This is cut 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. And I'm just gonna put this right on my card base, right like that. And you can use liquid glue, seal, whatever you have beside you, which is why I'm using liquid glue right now, because it just happened to be right there. And then I thought it would be fun, since this confetti is like spewing out of the back, right, is to add some bling so it looks like that confetti's coming out and it's shooting off a little bling behind, because you know it's a party. So I'm going to add a few rhinestones to my confetti that's coming off the back of my little Piggy's motorcycle, right like that. I did 3 of them. And then up here in the upper left corner, I'm putting a couple of more, just scattering them up there like that. Okay, so at this point, I probably would just add a piece of basic white to the inside. You could add some more stamping or just keep it plain for writing. I typically stamp something inside, but I didn't do it with this one. Sometimes I add just a strip of paper across the bottom. I wonder if I have, you know, it would be cute if I didn't throw it away, which, oh, I did, but I can fix it. What if we put this brick here on the bottom edge here of our card? I think I will. Give a little something, something for the inside, right? So let me line this up straight. And I'm cutting it down to about 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches. This is Judy on the fly right here. All right. So I don't know if any of you, when I first saw the Piggy stamp set, I thought it was cute. But let me tell you, these dies sold me on it for sure. There we go. Happy, happy birthday from the Birthday Piggy. That's card number 1 of tonight's online card class. Now, we're going to move on to the next card. So let me get some of this stuff put away here. Okay, so card number 2 is this little piggy. Says happy birthday, and look how cute is that wagon. The little wheels are separate, so you can add those later. I got a little birdie sitting on the wagon with him. I love this card, so I'm going to show you how I did that. Let me get this put away. Oh, I forgot to say, Robin Leanne, if you're watching, you were the winner of last week's drawing. For watching, sharing, liking, commenting on my video. So you want a package of the gold and silver specialty paper from Celebration. So if you will message me and let me know your address or where you live, and I will get those to you. Okay? All right. So this little piggy says, happy birthday. I love this. I'm using Coastal Cabana with Real Red. One of my favorite color combinations is Coastal Cabana with Real Red. And I cut the Real Red. And this Real Red came from the gingham paper. We have a gingham checked paper. This is a Coastal Cabana card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We do that a lot, right? And here, I'm going to use this side. We're going to put the deckled rectangle. This is the largest of the deckled rectangles dies. And I'm just going to adhere that right on that Coastal Cabana card base. I thought that big check is cute too, but I thought it was a little big for our Piggy card. So we're using this smaller check, and I'm just adhering it right there, kind of centered on the front of our card. Okay, now here's the fun. We are going to do some blending to get that color in the background there. So I've got some blending brushes, and I have my Coastal Cabana ink pad. So when you're blending, you take your blending brush, and you can see I have a blending brush for lots of color families. So you can see this one's definitely blue and that one's definitely green. I'm just going to ink up my Coastal Cabana ink, and I'm going to start off the edge and go towards my card. This helps from getting blotches on it. So just keep inking it up, start off the edge, and use a circular motion to, see, I got a little too much there in that corner, but that's okay. The person who receives this card is going to love it no matter what, right? Okay, so there's my Coastal Cabana. And then I'm going to do the same thing, thank you, with my Granny Apple Green here at the bottom. And we're just going to do the same thing. Use a circular motion, come off to from the bottom up, and then you can kind of blend the green and the blue kind of together along, so that's not quite as much of a seam there. There we go. So this is Whisper White, and I cut it with the deckled rectangle that's the third largest, okay? The third largest deckled rectangle. All right, this is eventually gonna go on top of my card, but I have a lot of decorating to do. So I have already cut out, using the die, some of these pieces, because I didn't want you guys to have to sit and watch me do all that. So I'll tell you what I've already cut. I've already cut the wagon in Real Red. I've already cut the wheels and the wagon handle from gray granite. And I cut my wheels out 2 at a time, so it easily cuts up. I have a little birdie here in balmy blue. And then this pendant I cut out of this same gingham paper, and we'll put that up in the corner there. Then I have this Whisper White piece here that I am going to use to stamp my Piggy. And I'm using Memento Black so that I can use my blends and they won't run or anything like that. There we go. And what else do I need to stamp? I need to stamp the words, this little Piggy says happy birthday. And I'm going to stamp that in Coastal Cabana ink over here. There we go. All right, so I'm going to start coloring, and I'm actually going to end up cutting off that cake because you can't really see it once he gets behind the wagon anyway, okay? So this Piggy I colored in petal pink and a little bit of Flirty Flamingo, light Flirty Flamingo. So I'm going to take the whole Piggy and color it in petal pink here. My cow hippo, I colored in this petal pink for its tummy and its snout as well. Okay, so there's my petal pink, and then I'm going to use the Flirty Flamingo, just the light Flirty Flamingo, just to do the inside of his ears and his little nose. Oops, looks like I forgot his little legs in the back here. Oop. So cute, right? And then for my balloon, I'm going to use Real Red. And again, I start with the light. I found using a circular motion like that really helps to like make it look not so, what do I want to say, streaky. Streaky a word? I don't know if streaky's even a word, but okay. Can you guys hear my husband bopping around upstairs? I'm in the basement. My craft room is in the basement, so you can hear every movement upstairs when that happens. All right, so there we go with that. And I'm going to get my mini out. I'm going to get my die that matches this. And then also another cool die is this banner. It kind of has a chevron kind of edge to it, which is fun. And I'm going to get my die on there. Use another piece of Post-it note tape for both of these. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun designing these cards today. It was a nice relief to be able to come down on Labor Day. And I'm looking forward to the day I can stay at home and stamp all day long, which hopefully won't be too much longer. Okay, so there we go. So now I'm going to get my mini out, and I can cut these out all at the same time. So one of the things I love about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is that we get first pick when new promotions come out. We get to order usually a month early. So that ensures that we have it right away when the promotion starts, so that we can start showing you guys some ideas of how to use it at the start of the month instead of the having to wait and do it when everybody else gets it and they're like, we need ideas, and we can't give them because we haven't had it long enough yet. All right, so here we go. One more thing, just like the last time, I'm going to take my crumb cake lens, and I'm going to blend the bottom edge here. And the reason I'm doing this is so the white won't show through so much through the wagon. And I'm going to cut this little birthday cake off here. Can you guys hear my husband upstairs? I can hear him talking very loud. If you can, let me know. And Jenny, if you can, give him a call and tell him he needs to quiet down a little bit. I don't know who he's talking to, but I can tell he's being very, and I should be kinder since he's been a little sicky this week. Or not sick, but you know, recovering. But no, not during my Facebook Lives. All right, so I just put a little glue on my wagon there, and there's my Piggy in the wagon. Okay, I'm gonna add a dot of glue to each wheel to put my gray granite wheels on there. A little bit on my handle right here. Okay. Thanks, Jenny. If you can start hearing him, you might need to text him and tell him, Judy says you need to quiet down. Here we go. Now I'm going to put the wheel handle. I cut these pieces out in gray granite. I think I told you that already. Oh my gosh, we have a red wagon that we had for our kids when they were little. They loved to ride in it to go to the park. And we still use it for our grandkids. There we go. So there's my little Piggy in a wagon. I'm going to add my little birdie to the back end here, riding with him. All right. There we go. And then I've got my bunting right here that is in, I cut it out of that same gingham checked paper with the bunting die that comes with the little piggies. And I'm just going to add a little bit for balance and detail up in this upper corner right here. Kind of give it a little more of a party look, right? And then the last thing is that I'm going to add this whole, well, it's not the last thing. One more thing. Oh, I better pop that up onto my card, huh? Let's put some dimensionals on the back of this. And again, I used big ones on my Piggy. Okay, and then little ones on these wheels. I love this wagon too. Isn't it the cutest? Okay, I think I can maybe fit one in there. So what I do is I always look on the front side, and if I see any side of a dimensional, I just cut it away. Okay, there we go. So this wagon is adorable. You can even see the wood grain in it. It is just so, so cute. So, so cute. The bunting. I'll show you some other things here in a little bit that you get in the dies. You get a party hat, you get some balloons, you get more confetti, you get a birthday present, get some grass and some flowers and leaves and a bandana. It is just too cute. I tried to put the bandana on this fella, but it didn't want to cooperate with me. I couldn't figure out if it should go outside of the wagon or inside of the wagon, so I just decided to leave it off. If I have to think that hard, it's not worth it. All right, so here's my panel. Isn't that cute? Don't you love those colors together? So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back side here. So my husband, because of his surgery, he has to keep his head, he's supposed to keep his head parallel to the floor for 90% of the time. So he's learned how to get his computer set up so he can lean over and watch it. It's kind of miserable, to be honest. I feel so bad for him. But we just need to get it fixed, for sure. Okay, and then this little Piggy says happy birthday is just going to go right there on the bottom. So I'm just going to add some liquid glue right there. And I don't think I need to put a dimensional under it because I think the bulk of the banner is on this panel right here. All right, what do you think about that? Isn't that adorable? Now, you could add gems or bling if you wanted to. I chose to leave mine the same. And then I would put this inside, and probably, if I was smart, which I thought I was, but evidently I am not, I think I would put a piece of, maybe I do have it, of that gingham paper in the inside of the card. I always like to add some interest to the inside of my cards. Let's see if I can find a scrap piece here real quick. So let's add this little strip. Thanks. I love the little wagon too. It is so cute. This would make an adorable baby card if you just change the sentiment to say hello baby or welcome baby or something. It would be super cute. So there's card number 2. Don't you love it? Now remember, this can be a class to go for you. If you would like a kit, I would love to cut you one. And I want to thank you guys who ordered from me last week. That is a huge help to me in my business and kind of validates my time. Okay, so here's my last card. This little card, this little piggy is thinking of you. And then when you open it up, it opens like this with some little flowers in the corner. Do you like that? I think it's cute. So let me tell you how I made this one. Oh, thanks, Joe. You mean of this pig with the little spots on it? I like it too. It was kind of a last minute decision for me, and I love, love, love how it turned out. It's so fun. Okay, and I don't know a lot about pigs, but I do know I've seen pink pigs with brown spots on them before. Okay, so here we go. I have all my pieces here. This is that petal pink polyester ribbon, and you guys, this is so nice. It almost has a suede feel to it. It's so pretty. So we're going to put that off to the side for a second. Let me pull out all my flowers here because I kind of was having a hard time deciding how many flowers to put on, and I settled for what I did. So this is paper. All of these papers are from that paper pack that you can get with a hostess order called Design a Daydream. It's super fun. And you know what? I think this time I will start with my inside part of my card. So what I have is a strip of that Design a Daydream paper, and it is cut 3/4 of an inch, and I think I went ahead and cut it by 5.5 just so I'd have plenty of room. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over and just add some adhesive right to the top edge and just a really skinny line there. Okay, and then I've cut a bunch of grass using this die, this grass die that comes in the little Piggy stamp set. And I've cut several panels. These are all 4 inches long. And all I did is cut a 1/2 inch strip and then ran it through my die cutting machine with that grass die. And you can actually cut several on top of each other at the same time, okay? So I'm gonna just add this little strip to the top edge of this 3/4 inch piece. It just is an easier way to adhere the grass to this strip right here. So I'm going to add another one. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Yes, you can. Okay. And I'm okay with the grass overlapping a little bit in the center right there. Okay, so there is, when you get it done, it looks like that. Okay, and I'm going to add this to my card base here. Put a little liquid glue on there. Just adhere it right there to the bottom edge of my card. Joe, I've missed you. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. You're still making cards for the nursing home. I think that's what you were doing the last time I talked with you. Okay. Oh, the last card? Oh, of the base. I hear what you're saying. Yes. Yes, I do love that too. Those blending brushes, you can do magical things with those for sure. You can do some fun sunsets, and you can blend on watercolor paper and then cut out the flowers or images so that they have kind of a washed ombre look to them. Okay, so there's the inside of my card. And now I'm going to add some flowers. And I've cut several from Blackberry Bliss and So Saffron and Blushing Bride are all the colors I used. And you can see I actually cut the So Saffron and the Blushing Bride at the same time. That's why they're kind of stuck together there. And there's actually two different sizes here. So let me get my bigger size. There we go. And then the leaves, I cut in groups of 2 as well. Just saves time. And there they are. Okay, so I'm going to start by taking one of these So Saffrons. I'm actually going to put a dot of glue on the back and just kind of tuck it under there. And then add, right where that blob of glue is, right there, one of these, lift that up a little bit, leaves. There we go. Then I'm going to take my Blushing Bride. I'm going to put a mini dimensional on the back side of it. Stick it right there. And then one of these Blackberry Bliss flowers. That's just one. Put a dot right there. Put my flower on top of it like that. And then maybe one more leaf coming out here. From this bottom edge right there. Cute, huh? All right, so there is the inside of my card. Now the outside, I should tell you how I cut this. I cut it 4 1/4 by 11, but then I scored it at 1 1/2 and 7. I knew I wanted my inside, so you can make these flaps like any width you want, just as long as the inside panel is 5 1/2. So when I scored this at 1 1/2, I knew I needed to add 5 1/2 to that, which is 7. So I scored the other score mark at 7, okay? Then I took 2 pieces of the Design a Daydream Designer Series paper here. And I used, this one has the stripes on one side, but I'm using this more subtle side. And this is 1 1/2 by 4 1/4. So I cut it 1 1/4 by 4, so it'll fit easily on that panel right there. 1 1/4 by 4. And all these measurements will be in the PDF that you get if you place an online order so that you can get this card kit. Now this piece here is 3 1/4 by 4. 3 3/4 by 4. 3 3/4 by 4. Okay, so there's basically our card base. Now, I've already cut out a label using This is from the seasonal label dies. Thank God they brought these back this year because I love these labels for sure. And I am going to stamp my little piggy that's in the flowers with a Memento black ink. Yes, sign up, Joe. I need you to sign up. I have some great classes this month. I don't know if you saw the beginning of my video, but I have a Halloween class. I have a Boughs of Holly class. I have a Gnomes class. And I have my fall retreat, which is going to be amazing. So think about signing up for a class, any of you out there. And you know what? You can even take my classes to go. So even if you don't live here in Lincoln, you can still take my classes to go, and that still helps me get to Norway at the end of the month. But what I really care about, I do care a lot about the Norway trip. I'm not going to lie, but I also care about bringing you quality classes that I think you'll love. And it's a great time right now to come to a class because I think I have a lot of fun ones planned. All right, so that little piggy's just sitting in that grass, enjoying and thinking of you. It's just thinking of you. All right, so I'm going to start with my Old Olive blends for the grass and the stems of the flowers. So this is my light one, I hope. Yep. I just ordered some new Old Olive blends. Blends really do last a really long time. Mine tend to go faster because I use them for classes, so there's lots of people using them. But I probably get, even with that, a good 6 months out of them. So they do last a while, especially if you store them on their sides, which is how you're supposed to store them. Keeps that ink in that barrel. Okay. So then I'm going to take the dark and just put it on these little humps of grass here. It's probably really supposed to be dirt, but I wanted it to be grass. So there we go. Maybe add a little bit of shading to my leaves right there. All right. Okay, I decided to do these flowers in light flirty flamingo. And then I'm going to add a little So Saffron to the centers of my flowers. Okay, so let's color our piggy. I really like the way this one looks. So I'm using my Petal Pink. I'm going to color his whole body. Petal Pink. It was a beautiful day today in Lincoln. I don't know what the high was. It says the high was 90, but it didn't feel like 90. Felt cooler than that. Okay, so there's my piggy's body. And then I'm going to add some Flirty Flamingo to his snout and the inside of his ear here. Maybe his little toes. And then I'm going to add those spots. And I added my spots with the light gray granite using the brush end. And I really just kind of like made little circular spots there, just randomly in different places to make him a spotted pig. There we go. How cute is that? Okay, so now how do we put this on? I'm going to show you. We are going to take our pink polyester. See the inside when you open it up? Cute, huh? This pink polyester ribbon. And you're going to wrap it around and you're going to tie it in a bow over here on the left side of the card. And this ribbon is so soft. It really is pretty amazing. And I made my ribbon way too long here. Better too long than too short, though, is my motto. Okay, I'm going to tie a bow. Do you want me to tell you how I tie my bows? People always ask me that. Okay, I always do the right side over the left and make a V like that. And then I put my left side underneath and pull it into 2 perpendicular lines like that. Hold it with my thumb. And I think here's the key. I take my fingers under the ribbon that's at the bottom and loop up, go around the tree, and then push the loop into the hole like that. There we go. This ribbon is a little bit stiffer than our regular ribbon, but it's just so pretty. All right, so that's going to get cut off like that. Cut the tails off. I might end up playing with it a little bit more. Make it just a little shorter. And cut a little bit more off there. There we go. Now, how do I get this pig on here so that I can still open the card? And I'll tell you what I came up with. I put dimensionals on my ribbon. Like that. And then, so that's going to cover it like that. And then the pig is only going to be attached to the ribbon, okay? Not to the front of this card, because you want to be able to open the card. And then I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on the butt end of my pig here. Can you say butt? If I offended anybody, I'm sorry. All right, so let me take the tops of my dimensionals here off my ribbon. And my little piggy is going to attach right like that. Okay. Cute, isn't he cute? Thinking of you. And then when I untie this, you see how the piggy stays on the ribbon so it opens up nicely. Super cute. Thanks, Chels. Lots of practice for sure. Okay, so let me tie this again. There we go. So there are my 3 cards for this week's online class to go. If you would like to order a card kit and have me put all the pieces together, the only thing I cannot do is stamp images for you. So you would need this birthday piggy stamp set. Looks like this. This birthday piggy is number 159107. And then if you look at that flyer, the perfect partners, let me see if I can find it right here. If you want to get the bundle and get 10% off, it's called This Birthday Piggy Bundle. And the bundle stamps with all those interesting, fun, quirky dies is $48.50, and that's a 10% discount. You can get the dies all by themselves for $31, okay? But you get a little discount if you buy the dies and the stamp set together, okay? So if you want this class to go, you need to go to mytuddleupshop.com, use hostess code NDQRM9VE. That almost looks like move, doesn't it? Or you can just email me or text me or call me with your order as well, and I can get a kit together for you by next weekend, and we'll arrange for you to come and pick it up. So here are my 3 cards for tonight's class. Our 3 little piggy birthday cards. Whoops, that's the same one. There you go, right there. What do you think? I love them. I think they're super fun. So let me lift up my camera and do all my flipping and turning. And Thank you, everyone, for, oh, sorry. Let's pull that up a little bit more. There we go. Thank you, everyone, for coming and watching me tonight. I love stamping with you. I'd love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator if you don't have one. And you can message me above. If you will love this video, like this video, share this video, I have a giveaway next week for someone that I will choose randomly from people who have liked, loved, and commented and shared my video out to the world. I so appreciate you guys. So humbled you'd want to spend your Monday nights with me. And God bless. And we will see you next Monday night for another online class to go. So see you soon. Bye-bye. God bless.